When I was growing up, I was like, I'll join the military. I was with my mom in a hospital. The last place you go is the mortuary. And in my lifetime, I've never been in a mortuary.
What has been the most rewarding part of your journey?
And the man was like, hey, maybe I will tell more you.
What advice would you give someone considering nursing as a career?
This is like shouting on patients. When you go, they'll be shouting. And I was like, hey, these people, why wouldn't they take that? But when I got into it, I was like, oh, so this is what they have been going.
Welcome to another chapter of Hustle Diaries. Today our guest is a student nurse who is going to share with us her experience, challenges, and more about her life and also her experience with school and also with patients. Miss, you're welcome to Hustle Diaries.
Thank you.
I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm good.
So please introduce yourself.
I'm Bernice Nyini, a student midwife from St. Mary's campus, that's Holy Family, NNTC. Yeah, and today I'll share my experience in this Hustle Diary.
Was it always your dream to become a nurse growing up?
For that one, dear, I'll say no, even a big no, because when I was growing up, I was like, I'll join the military.
Okay.
And it seems I also like talking to you, so I said after that I'll join the presenting, that news presenting.
Okay.
But my dad didn't allow that because for military, my dad don't like it. And then me taking part in media too, my mom was like, hey, you like talking and you are going to join media. I don't think it will help you. And there was option for me. It's either I'll choose teaching or I'll become a nurse. And me going for teaching, I decided to choose nursing.
Wow. That's interesting. So you had to change your goals as a result of parental guidance and also decisions.
Yes.
That's interesting. First of all, what inspired you to become a nurse or to go into nursing?
Okay. Um, it's a long story though, but I'll cut it short.
Yeah.
I was with my mom in a hospital, and it seems that time I wasn't around. So how the nurse treats my mom, it's boosted me to also come out to treat others the same.
Oh, okay. But you meant treatment. What you've not explained to us whether it was a positive treatment or a negative.
Yeah, it was a positive treatment.
Okay.
So I have to also do same to others. I mean, I also want to save life too.
Has nursing school experience been different from what you expected?
Yes. For me, when I was in the house, because I wasn't having any knowledge about that,
Okay.
I thought it was all about the practicals. But not knowing, it's full of theories. You're going to read a lot of books and you have to get understanding so that when you get to the field, you'll be able to practice it well. So what you don't understand in class, I mean, when you go to the field, you get more understanding about it. So that was one of my biggest things.
What has been the most rewarding part of your journey so far?
Okay. For my journey though, it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
Being a first year was a whole of thing. Second year, full of stress. But I really appreciate what I had there and how things are going and who even encouraged me to be in the nursing field. My reward there was, it seems I was attending to one of the patients and how I approached the patient made the patient bless me, and I think that blessing too is still following me. Yeah.
That's great. What's the biggest challenge you have faced as a student nurse?
Okay. You see, for a year when you complete, you are not supposed to go to school straight. You have to wait for some years before you go. So due to that, when I went to school, that was my first year. For the first semester, I took it as a joke because I thought it's normal as SHS. So due to that, I wasn't all that serious in learning. And let me tell you, when my results came out, I was like, oh my God, they have killed me now. So the next semester, I have to push at that. And pushing at that too is full of stress. You have to, devote your time to learn hard. Another challenge is, you don't understand something. You approach a friend, but the friend will be like, so he or she won't teach you. And that was one of my biggest challenges. And I'm still facing it now because they thought I know. So due to that, they don't help out. So I always find it difficult in those things and I have to sit up, learn. Even when it's an hour that I will spend on that page, I have to spend that 1 hour to learn and get the understanding before I move to the next page.
How do you balance clinicals, rotations, and your personal life?
Okay. For the clinicals, you see, you run shifts.
Okay.
Yeah. So um when I'm going for a morning shift, I know I have to wake up early, do whatever I want to do before I go. Or sometimes because I like sleeping, if I don't wake up early, I have to go and come and then I do my chores. And I'm not fan of going out, so it's normal with me. When I come, I'm always indoors, so it's normal with me.
Oh, okay. Have you ever doubted your decision of becoming a nurse?
No,
Why?
because I've seen that I've chose um a greatest option or a decision that I've taken. It's very nice because imagine you'll be at the hospital and you hear this person was about to die, but this doctor says this person. So due to that, it's really like, wow, I wish I also did that. So for that one, I've never repeated. And I'm pushing harder, working harder to get where I want to get to.
Okay. What is the most stressful part of nursing training?
Okay. I would say the most stressful part is maybe at the clinical ward. Yeah, because you're not familiar with the things. You are doing theory in school and you have to do the practicals. So when it's time for the practicals, you are struggling to know everything. But we know everything is step by step and you know students.
Yeah.
You rush to learn everything. You chew baba. You go and stand there, you be fumbling. And sometimes too, when we come for our extra clinicals, that's in the house.
Yeah.
For that one, you go to the ward and how the staffs will approach you. Sometimes you don't know the thing, but they will shout at you. I remember they sent me to bring something and I did not know. The way they shouted at me, I was like, oh, so this is how it is. Eh? So from there, when I come to that particular ward, I wasn't feeling comfortable. Yeah, I was praying it will be time for me to close and go home. But I learned a lot of things there because since I don't know, they'll shout at me and then they'll teach me. So for that one, it will stick. Next time when I come, I'll be able to do it.
Okay, that's interesting. Can you share a difficult experience you faced during your clinical placement and how you dealt with it?
For that one, I remember the last clinicals I did. I went to Soko to do that clinicals, and me hearing of the place, you see, curiosity. I have to go there, and I joined my friends. We went, but the day we got there, for where we sleep was a problem because we booked a place and imagine a small room. We're almost more than six and our luggages won't go there. So we have to tell the man that we can't sleep here. Our luggages and the three of us, we can't afford. And you know we will pay for that for a month. Yeah, because we are staying there for a month. So we have to come out, call somebody in the town rather, and then get a place for us to go and stay. Though we had a place to stay outside, but transportation also another big problem. So we have to wait for Okada to that place, and sometimes you'll be late and stuff. You have to explain yourself, and if you are explaining, it is not explaining. You come back home. So for that one, it's very stressful. And it was one of the challenges I've ever seen during my clinicals.
How do you cope with emotional situations involving patients?
For that one, hey, um, it's not easy though, but we have to, do what you're supposed to do because nurse is a profession.
Yeah.
And though we support them emotionally, but in some circumstances, you can't withstand it. You have chosen it, so you have to do it, especially when somebody loses relative. The person will be crying there, here and there. If you can't put yourself in that person's shoes, but the scene alone can make you feel very emotional. You wish you also share tears with that person, but the profession that doesn't encourage us to do that, because you crying and the relatives too are crying. It doesn't make any sense. So
Who is going to console me?
yes. So you have to, focus on what you're supposed to do.
Interesting. You have to be able to contain your emotions.
Yes.
Wow, that's tough.
It's very tough, but you have chosen the career already, so you have to adjust to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the biggest misconception about nurses?
Huh. You see, across the whole world, I can say, even Ghana per se, they always talk about nurses. One, we don't know how to spell name. You can't spell name. And two, that we don't give them the maximum attention, the care that they need. We don't give it to them. But today I'm telling you that it's not true. Because you're not the only patient around. So you have to attend to all the patients in the ward. And therefore, how you even approach the nurse. Sometimes our patients or our clients, the way they talk to the nurses is sometimes pushes the nurses to the other side. But mostly they always calm down them. They will talk to them. But sometimes very harsh way, and then you can't control. You have to have it, give them everything. And sometimes do, because somehow I would say you say something to the client or the patient to do something, but you'll be like he's on his own or something like that. They won't. Or they want them to get their own freedom or chance to do whatever they want. But that's not how things work at the hospital. You see, so you have to go contrary to the rules, especially when they say you have to visit your clients around 6 o'clock or 5:30, and you'll be coming around 7, where the doctors are around, going here and there, taking care of the patients, and you want to interact. That one, they won't allow you. So there they'll be like, I went inside and the nurse was shouting on me. Meanwhile, that's the rate. You get it. So
Yeah.
a lot of challenges, but they're just coping.
So patients and visitors sometimes give you tough time. They don't report on time when they have to visit their patients,
Yes.
and then they come in at their own convenient time, and they want you to give them the access access to their patients while the doctor is attending to the patient.
Yes.
Wow. So that's quite a lot though, because you are in a field where you are trying to please everybody, and then it's very difficult to try to please everybody by also going by the rules and regulation that is governed by the hospital. Yeah.
If you say you follow what the relative or the clients have been doing, that means you won't go contrary to the rules and regulation guiding the perfection. Yeah. Because they want you to do things that will please them, and maybe at that time too, it is causing harm somewhere. So due to that, you have to obey the rules.
Many people think nurses just follow doctors around. How true is that?
I would say it's not true. Yeah. Because I think the work of a doctor is to come, prescribe, and then the doctor will leave. But you, the nurse around, you make sure you give the drug, the patient is stable and stuffs. So if something is wrong, you are there to take in charge. And if you are handling a case which is becoming very difficult, or where you are supposed to involve the doctor, you have to call. So I think the nurses do most of the work. So the doctors who can prescribe, they'll do their job. Even by sometimes by 2, 3, you will see the doctors around, or it will be maybe when they have some urgent meetings or
Mm.
clients to attend to. That's where you see them around. But mostly nurses are all over trying their possible best to save lives.
What do people not realize about the amount of knowledge nurses need?
Hmm. For that, I won't say much about that because nurses need a lot of knowledge because, and even nowadays, our country is some way because of the chemicals in our things. Due to that, you have a lot of diseases around. So the nurses need more knowledge. And even sometimes you see um a disease that you have never seen in your life. Even no matter the experience you have in the world, stay there for 10 years or whatever, you have never seen that kind of disease rather. So you have to make sure you sit up, learn, get knowledge, even cope or call some of your colleagues who are in higher hospitals to give you knowledge about it before you, proceed. Or sometimes you try your best to, make the client stable. Then you call for hands so that you'll be able to do that.
So to become a nurse, meaning you need the learning journey for a nurse doesn't stop after, after the nursing school. Meaning it has to be a continuous learning process until thy kingdom come.
Yeah, it's a learning process. Each and every day we learn because each and every day we see new things at the world. So due to that, you have to learn more. And in education aspects, I don't think we are supposed to end because you won't be in a uniform, one uniform, and the juniors will changing positions and you'll be there. You also want to push higher. So you learn, go for your doctrines and stuffs so that you also get more knowledge about the field.
That's very educative because most people think right after nursing school, I'm done with the books. Now let me just stick to maybe attending to patients, and most people think that is the end of the learning process when it comes to nurses. And now today we've come to know that the learning process does not stop in school. Even when we start working in the hospitals, attending to patients, you keep learning because there are new diseases, new treatments, new medication coming every day. So you have to keep yourself updated to the new prescription, the new disease. And have you ever been underestimated because you are just a nurse?
No.
Okay. What is one thing about nurse that will surprise most people?
Um, you know, um, in the health field, for instance, the health food per se,
Yeah.
um, there are a lot of things that are going to surprise them. It have even started surprising others because how can you give birth to a child who is not yet 9 months and a midwife or a nurse is going to take care of that child and that child will be a fully grown human being. And I think though it have not happened in Ghana yet, in the foreign countries they are doing that.
It has happened in Ghana. We have
Oh
it's not incubators.
yes, you see it's stages.
Okay.
Some stages there, when the baby is not well developed. I think we can't do that in Ghana. But
Okay.
when you go to outside the country, they are doing it.
I've I've had experience now is in Accra. I've actually forgotten the specific hospital, but it was preterm month, and we visited a hospital where they were taking care of preterm babies, and they had incubators. Taking care of kids. Sorry, I don't know how you call them when they are not yet like matured. There was a term that was used, but I'm not. in the health sector, so I don't have the right words. Okay, but as little as 3 months, they had them in incubators, preterm babies, and they are taking care of them, and then they were those that were already matured. I mean, those were like in their last month, and then some of the kids who had grown to become like adults all came because it was a month that was used to celebrate their preterm babies and preterm mothers, and even their preterm fathers as well. So I escorted an NGO. They went to visit them and made some donations to the mothers and also the hospitals as well. So I don't know much about it, but I've experienced some. And honestly, if you're not that experienced in your field, it will be very hard, very difficult to attend to such a thing, because a little particle that is not supposed to go near such a baby could end their life.
Yeah, because for those who are preteen, the preteen babies,
Yeah.
for them, they need special care.
Yeah.
Yeah, because their body or their immune system is not all that matured. Even when they are exposed, it can lead to many things. So that's why anytime they are kept in the incubators to warm their body, so that they can't lose heat. The moment they lose heat, you see them becoming pale, and them going back to their normal state is very difficult. For me, the first day I experienced adiniku, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because me seeing that small baby, I was like, wow. So I asked, and it was like, it's a pretend baby, very pinkish. Pinkish. You see the baby, I was like, hey, this one there, I don't think that's a baby. I was thinking it's a doll. But when I got closer, I knew that was a baby. And I asked, and it was like, they are not grown, their immune system is weak, they easily lose heat. So due to that, they have to be in the incubators for special treatments. And you have to be checking on them always, because any little mistake, you cause a problem.
Wow. Yeah, I remember getting close to the kids. They were very strict. They were very strict at the hospital because they only allowed only two people, and then we went through a lot of process. They had to how do you call it? How do you call that process? Um is it
You do like you go beyond it, that's the proportions.
yeah. So we had to go through a whole lot of phases before we could enter. Even we had to put gloves, nose masks, hair, whatever you call it. Yeah, and then we have to even cover our shoes. I was only allowed in because I was the photographer and the videographer for the NGO, so we were documenting everything we're doing. So the CEO of the NGO and myself were the only two people with one doctor that were allowed to go inside. Everybody else was not allowed. They all had to wait for us outside before we went in. Oh, like maybe after we went in. So it's later that they saw the video or some of the pictures of some of the preterm babies that they could see. Oh, this is how they are and everything. That experience alone actually changed me. That few hours I had, and you have to live with them every single day. Wow.
It's not easy, but you have to. It's not only because you were hesitant, that's why. That's the thing that they have been doing. Even when their mothers are coming in, they have to change their slipper, wash their hands outside before they get inside. Even to touch your baby, you have to do some kind of sanitation. Make sure the aseptic technique is done, because they need special care and
Okay.
treatment.
Please, you have started mentioning some things about health. I am not a health expert, please. Pardon me, my viewers. Okay, what is the funniest thing that has happened during your nursing training or your clinicals?
Okay, you see, for where I attend school, okay, when you're a first year and it's your first time of experiencing that clinical level at the school hospital, you first go for orientation. They will tell you a lot about the hospital. You go around, and do you know something? The last place you go is the mortuary. And in my lifetime, I've never been in a mortuary. So we went in the first batch went. I was like, oh, me, I'll go for second batch because I thought second batch will never come.
Okay.
So second batch, I was like, no, I'll stay behind because I don't want to go. And it was like a kind of force. All of you enter. I was like, wow. So this is how the thing is going to be. So our first place you went, I did not see anything. I was like, oh, this place is cool. Second place, that's where they have been bathing them and stuff. I was like, oh, it's cool. So the way the mortuary is, we were about to come out. And then when we get there, the boss said, what are you waiting for? Open the gate. So I thought we were going out. And then they opened the fridge for us. I was like, wow. So we are coming to look at all these people. And then how the place is, you can enter, you go and fill it and come out. So we're going 5-5. And I have to go last. And then they were counting 5-5, 5-5. It's never reached on me. So I was praying that it will reach on me and they'll be like, oh, we are coming to do some small exercise here. So the other people won't say that.
Okay.
But you see, go there. The next batch, I entered 5. When you got to our batch and we entered, the man was like, you people did not get to the end. So make sure you get to the end and you come back. And I wanted to close my eyes. And if I close my eyes too, I can go and hit some of the cups. So I have to open my eyes clear and view everything. I viewed everything. I came out. I was feeling cool like that. I was like, hey, so this what have been going on here. That doesn't end there. It did not end there. I went to the hostel. Instead of me to wash my uniform, I was like, oh, we are all human beings. It's because you are dead. So me, I won't wash. They was like, oh, it's not good. When you go to this place, you have to come and wash. If you wash your back. And I did everything. I was like, today was a stressful day, so I have to take a rest. I fell asleep and I was recapping everything, so I have to wake up and sit down. The moment he asked me, what did you experience? I was like, I beg, let me sleep. I want to forget everything. I bet you that very day, I became a motivational speaker. Those who watched my status that very day was like, today, what happened? And you have suddenly changed to a motivational speaker. I was like, what I experienced today, I have to tell my other colleagues outside the earth. Wherever you are, or whoever you meet on this earth, you have to treat the person the same because at long last, you enter the same sex suit that you are supposed to go. So that was the funniest thing, and I think next time I'll go there because now I've gotten the experience, so no fear.
What is one lesson nursing has taught you about life?
Okay. What nursing have taught me in life that we should be kind to everyone. We shouldn't be partiality. Yes, because the way other patients dress to conform to you, you'll be like, oh, this patient is rich. This patient is not rich. So the one who is rich, you treat that person special. And the one who is not rich, you treat that person any way you like. But nursing have taught me that in such cases, you have to treat them equal because all of them need that kind of special treatment you are talking. And also, when you are caring for a patient, take time, go according to the rules and regulations guiding the institution or the profession. Because when you get a problem, and even when the client's relative or the client herself or anybody around the client is educated, they can take you on. So you have to go according to the rules or what you have been assigned to do.
So being a nurse, you have to be impartial. You have to be able to treat everybody equally, regardless of their status, being rich, being poor, being less privileged, or being privileged. So yours is to give prescription or to like help them recover from whichever trauma or whichever situation they are actually in. It's not to um bring distinction among your patients. That's quite an interesting life lesson, and I think that is not actually only related to health. It should be also related to our life as humans. We have to treat each other equally, regardless of the person being rich or poor, or being coming from a poor background or a rich background. That's a great lesson that you've learned, and also we are all going to add that to our lessons and trying to adapt to our life. Has nursing changed the way you view people and healthcare?
Yes. Because first when I was not into that nursing institution, I was like nursing like shouting on patients. When you go, they'll be shouting and for her. I was like, hey, these people, why wouldn't they take that? But when I got into it, I was like, oh, so this is what they have been going through. That's why sometimes when they say something and you don't go contrary to that, they will sometimes raise their voice on you, but not necessarily shouting on you. They just want you to know that this is what they are saying and you have to do it. It's immediate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not necessarily like shouting at you, but they're trying to give you the impression of how urgent whatever information they are conveying is.
Yes.
Because some people, when you are trying to um when you convey a message and you don't bring the tone of seriousness or urgency in it, they don't actually take it or treat it with urgency. And I know we all know how critical when it comes to healthcare, how critical things could
Okay.
be. What's one patient interaction that you never forget?
Okay. That one too was at the clinical field. I was checking glucose, and then I have to prick your hand for the blood to come. So when I pricked the man's hand, the man was like, "Hey, meba, with more you." I was like, "That is not me. I am funny na enyamia." Was like, "Hey, with more din, Papa, send your idea me." And that was in my first year. I'm in second year now. I've never forgotten that.
Oh wow. Okay, that's actually funny. What advice would you give someone considering nursing as a career?
I would like to encourage that person. That person shouldn't listen to what others will say. Nursing is about hard work and determination. If you determine it and you work towards it, you can do it. So those outside there, watching me today, I entreat everybody and also I encourage everybody who is interested in nursing. I mean, we are all out here to save life. So when you are interested in it, um, I'll say that go and grab your form and go. Even the forms are even out. Is this 2026 forms are out? So you can go and grab your form. I recommend my school for you. That's Drobu Holy Family. Come, Brekum Holy Family is there. You can come and we'll give you the maximum training. Though other schools have been doing well, but I choose my school for Occidental side.
Clack it, clack it.
I'm advertising my school.
That's interesting. Your school have to reward you because this a promotional video for the school. If you could tell the public or the whole world one thing about nursing, what would it be?
I'll say nursing is a caring field. Yeah, we care a lot. Yeah, we also support emotionally, but not financially. Because if we say you are supporting financially, you spend everything, every person that you have on the patient. Because sometimes when the patient comes in, they don't have the money. So sometimes you try to support them but not all. Sometimes in the tough time, maybe that person need blood and the money is not there. You can donate your money and buy blood for that person, or even you can donate your blood. So the phone is all about caring for our patients, our clients, and make sure any disease that come out will be able to fight against it, and our society and the entire world will be safe from all kind of diseases.
What keeps you motivated on difficult days?
Hmm. On difficult days, you see, when you're facing some kind of difficulties, in my mind, I'll say it won't last long. So it will come in an hour or two and it will go back. But sometimes when I see that, oh, it's becoming worse, I like music. The best thing is I'll listen to music, or sometimes I'll call my friend. We talk and I'll be okay. Or I'll read books so that I'll feel free.
You're a bookworm.
I'm not a bookworm. Just that I like reading books.
Yes.
No.
That's the definition of a bookworm.
No, I like reading books. But the word bookworm, I don't want to hear that one.
Guys, viewers, let me know what is the definition of a bookworm.
I don't want it.
I am not saying you are. You claim you are not.
I'm not.
I'm asking my viewers to define what a bookworm means.
Don't
Probably I am
define
wrong.
it. You're not wrong, but for that word, I don't want it.
I've heard you. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years as a nurse?
In the next 5 years, right now I'm in the diploma field.
Yes.
In the next 5 years, I'm hoping that I'll be a medical doctor. Yes. The next 5 years. Pushing harder. I think by then I'll be done with my degree, planning to go for my doctorate, because that was one of my most important thing when I was about to enter the field. I wanted to become a medical doctor first, but you see circumstances, I switched to start from the step by step. That is to start from the lowest points and then I'll get to the highest. So my viewers, don't worry, the next future when you see me wearing my doctoral uniform, don't be surprised, because it's part of my dream since okay.
So it's not going to be nurse Bernice. It's going to be doctor.
That is
Get it? Yeah.
with
Bracket.
with other professions attached, because I've not chosen only this nursing as my profession. I like talking, so I'll join the journalist very soon. And then I'll switch to the military, what my father don't like. I'll switch to that one too. Because nursing, being a nurse, you can, combine a lot of things together. So my combination, it will be a perfect combo.
And
So
I even feel like you can even educate people like Ajikun Francis is doing recently. Yeah, Ibua Ajikun Francis is educating the people about their health. I think you can also use a platform to also like throw more light on that as well, which is also going to fuse with your desire of being in front of the cameras.
yeah. I know that one will do, but I'm still under training. So when I come out of it and I know this is how the thing is, there I will have gathered more knowledge so that when I come and sit in front of the camera, I know what to say and then know what to do. Because
Interesting.
I've not learned most of the thing yet. I'm not going to.
Sure. If you had to change one thing about the healthcare system in Ghana, what would it be and why?
Okay. For that one, what I should change is our technologies or our items that we use in the hospital. Sometimes you don't have the things, so we use manpower. Yes, imagine somebody can walk and the person is lying down. You have a lot of techniques we will use to raise the person from that bed to different bed, and it needs a lot of strength to do that. So I think for that aspect, it's very, very, very difficult in the nursing, and I would like the team that one. If you go to the foreign countries like this, we have a lot of lifting techniques. But when you come to Ghana, you don't have that kind of lifting techniques. So sometimes it's either the relative plus the staffs will join and then they'll do that. Meanwhile, technology is all over.
Technology.
It's all over. You can do something to, solve that problem. So I think the health workers and our leaders should help us with that, because that's one of the even the challenge in the hospital. That lifting techniques and stuff. It's not easy. The first time I did that, my waist. It's not easy. So
Just imagine.
yeah, you see, I'm not even strong, and I'm going to this somebody. So I think they should help us with that.
Okay.
It's very, very important. And even if you come to our locality here, we don't have the staffs to work. Sometimes the procedure, because we don't have all the things, we use the available resources there. But we need all the things to make the work finish. Though we finish the work, but you have to go contrary to the procedure. So I think they should help us here so that we'll be able to serve our patients very well.
Okay, Madam Bernice, thank you very much for availing yourself for this chapter of Hustle Diaries.
My name is Bernice Nyini, and this is my Hustle Diary. Please watch and subscribe for us. Wait for more videos.
Thank you very much if you've stayed till this point. This brings us to the end of this chapter of Hustle Diaries. Please like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe. See you in the next one.